All right, hello everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Real Madrid fan channel. Yesterday, Real Madrid played CSKA Moscow, and overall, not a very good performance. As we saw yesterday, we lost 3-0. Um, I mean, yeah, there's not much to say about it. Kind of sucks, but it wasn't a game that was too important. Um, so obviously, when there's a game that's not too important, there's less motivation. Less motivation will make you play at a less with less intensity. So um, yeah, that's part of what happened. Um, Players weren't as motivated, so those things will be bound to happen. Even under Zidane, those things did happen once in a while. Um, but yeah, we'll be talking more about that on this episode. And yeah, well, first of all, let's get to the overall game. How was the overall game? So what I noticed was that defense was very easy to break through. There were a lot of youngsters in the defense, so I guess that's kind of how can I say it? That's kind of normal that that CSKA Moscow was able to break through because the defense was kind of shaky. I mean, Jesus Vallejo, just another young player who plays there. Obviously, Marcelo and Carvajal were there, but still was a little shaky at the back. There weren't any real leaders on the field either. It seems like we were missing some kind of leader on the field. We just needed like a Sergio Ramos or someone like that, or obviously Cristiano Ronaldo. He kind of had that leadership skills or those leadership skills. Um, we were missing that on the field yesterday. Gareth Bale, Karim Benzema, Asensio. Those guys are not real leaders. Naturally, they're all more quiet guys. So we just needed some leaders on the field. We didn't have that yesterday, so the team looked a little lost, which makes sense. Um, and so yeah, yesterday. There were also Jeers directed at Isco and Gareth Bale, actually, I guess you could say. Um, Specifically at Isco, I think I remember a shot in the 65th minute or 63rd minute when Isco, when who was it? I think it was Vinicius Jr. who passed the ball to Isco. Isco had a mighty good chance, and Isco kind of fake shot it, and then moved to the right, shot it, and it deflected off the defender and resulted in no goal. But it should have been on target. Isco had loads of time to shoot it, but I don't know what happened. He's probably. I mean, Isco's not very. He's low on confidence these days, so it could be just that. And yeah, he shot it, it deflected, but he had all the time in the world to shoot it and to get it on target, but he didn't get it, unfortunately, and yeah, it resulted in jeers from the crowd, and these Real Madrid fans can be so demanding and, for me, so annoying. I don't like these kinds of actions. I condemn these kinds of actions. They're just petty. I don't know. I can't stand it when fans jeer their players. I know Marcelo came out with comments yesterday saying that it's their right to do it and they can do it if they want and all this stuff. Yeah, that's true. I mean, and we all know that Real Madrid fans have always done it. Ever since the beginning because our standards are kind of high, I guess. But I don't agree with all that kind of stuff. It's not my thing, as I said. That's not the way I proceed to do things, but some people do, and Isco got jeered yesterday for that miss, not miss, but for taking all the time in the world, and yeah, it's poor guy. Hopefully he'll come back. I mean, he's still a good player, and he's had these problems in the past. Where he hasn't been in the starting lineup when coaches first arrive. Carlo Ancelotti, when Carlo Ancelotti arrived, he was in the starting lineup because he was a new signing. But obviously he dropped out shortly after with Carlo Ancelotti. And with Zidane, it took a while to get in the starting lineup. And with this coach, I think it'll take a while. But I think Isco will come good. It'll just take a little bit of time. And yeah. And then there were jeers directed at Gareth Bale also. And those jeers were when he got injured at the, I want to say 67th minute or something like that. Gareth Bale got some kind of ankle injury. I don't even know what it was. And then he came back on the field, and the crowd just jeered him. I guess they think he's made of crystal, and they don't like him getting injured. Ronaldo never got injured. As I said with Ronaldo, it's a different story. I don't know what he takes, but there's something in it more than just hard work and good diet. I'm not gonna go further into that, but yeah. But obviously Gareth Bale is a little bit more delicate. He will get injured. Yeah, I guess we just have to deal with it at this point. I mean, we've had 4 years of him, and he has gotten injured quite a bit. So it's just part of his game, or part of who he is, and we just have to accept it. But yeah, he came back on, and he played till the end. But he's he's still delicate. Hopefully he gets to play next game. But we all know that he is kind of fragile. He's not made out of crystal, but he's pretty fragile guy. He gets injured quite a bit. And yeah, we'll just hope for the best. Hopefully he's not injured. And then Vinicius played yesterday. And he played, I would say, played pretty decently. I'm not too hot on this guy. He is a little bit overrated. He was a little bit overrated. I think everyone knows that. He's a good player, but he is 21. He is kind of old. Not, how can I say? I don't want to say old, but he's not the youngest player. I mean, Martial's. Wait, what am I saying? Sorry. Vinicius is 18. That's what I meant. Sorry. So obviously, he's not super young, but he is still young. He could still, could still do good. And obviously he did pretty good yesterday. I'd say that was his best game since since he's been wearing a Real Madrid shirt. So I think he'll come good. It'll just take some adaptation, obviously, but he still has a little bit of time to adapt. He's a young player, so yeah, it will take some time, but he'll come good, I think. And what I like about him is that he's not doing all the tricks that he used to do in Brazil. Kind of took out some of his fancy footwork out of his game. It kind of simplifies his game, which is good. And I thought he did pretty good yesterday. He's obviously really fast, so that's really good. And he has some work to do, but he's getting there. He's. I think he'll come good. I just don't think he'll be at a super extraordinary level, but I think he'll come good for us. And yeah, as I was saying earlier, I guess as I wanted to mention one thing about Gareth Bale. Gareth Bale wasn't very good yesterday, unfortunately, and it seems like this season it just hasn't worked out that well for him. I'm not sure why. I'm not sure if it's a system. I'm not sure if it's the coach. But this is the guy that was supposed to replace Ronaldo, and clearly it just hasn't worked out that well. I thought that it would work out really well. I thought that I've always backed Gareth Bale ever since he came to the club. And I still back him as of right now, but I have to admit this season hasn't really been so good for him. But he does provide assists. He does provide key passes. So he does bring something else to the game other than just goals. And we all have to remember that. He's not a Ronaldo exactly. He'll bring something different to the game. he doesn't score all the time. He'll make the key passes. He'll do the assists. Things like that. He'll track back, which Ronaldo wasn't doing. So he has a different game than Ronaldo. So we have to remember that he's not the kind of guy who's going to score every game, And then yeah, I mean Solari's doing a pretty good job, I think, as of right now. I mean, obviously with the resources he has, I think he's doing a pretty good job. The team's a little lost right now, and I think it'll take some time to adapt. Do I think we'll win the Champions League this year? I have my doubts on that. I have my little qualms, but you never know. You never know. Real Madrid's still Real Madrid, and they walk out with the confidence of and the history and the name of Real Madrid. And when they walk out on the field, it's different, And teams do get scared of that. However, teams do know that Real Madrid doesn't have Cristiano Ronaldo anymore, and so it poses less of a threat to those teams. And yeah, I mean, hopefully we can win the Champions League. I'm hoping for the best this year, but again, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. And we have to remember that under Zidane, it's easy to create some false memories with Zidane that everything was perfect and everything was just so good. But we have to remember that in his last season in La Liga, he did lose a lot in La Liga, and we were at one point we were just very behind Barcelona. I mean, we lost to Betis, we lost to Girona, we lost to Espanyol, we lost to Villarreal. I mean, these kinds of teams, they're good, but we should be able to beat them. And under Zidane, we weren't beating them. So there was something wrong there. The thing that saved us in that third season was the Champions League, was winning the Champions League. Winning the Champions League made us forget all the inconsistencies of the third season, of Zidane's third season, And, Zidane's a really good coach. Of course he was a really good coach. But those inconsistencies of the third season was kind of a worry for us, and obviously it's kind of creeping onto us now. So yeah. Hopefully we can get those things sorted out. Let me just check. Also, what I wanted to talk about was we're missing a finisher, someone like a Ronaldo, someone like a go-to finisher. We're obviously missing that. Obviously, we thought we would rely on Gareth Bale. Hasn't worked out that well. So I think that the team really needs to figure out that style, that identity, and everyone has to kind of finish. We have quite a bit of people who pretty good finishers. Obviously not like Ronaldo where we just pass the ball and it just goes in the net. I mean, yeah, like I said, Ronaldo was. He's one of a kind. I mean, you don't get those too much. And then Courtois. Just wanted to talk about Courtois a little. He hasn't done too well this season. I always knew he was going to be overrated. That's my opinion. Other people have other opinions about him. Probably Chelsea fans have different opinions, but I always thought he was going to be overrated, and it just seems that's what we're getting so far. I don't even understand the need to sign him. There was actually no need to sign him. We had Keylor Navas. We had other goalkeepers coming up, I just don't see the point. And I don't understand why the coach is playing Courtois over Keylor Navas. That doesn't make sense at all. And obviously Real Madrid fans are now seeing it that Keylor Navas is really good and Courtois is not good. And obviously now they want Keylor Navas back. And it's just like, when Keylor Navas was there, it was just like, oh, he's not good. He's not good enough. He's not good. He can't catch the ball. He makes this mistake. He makes that mistake. It was dumb. And now that he's not there, oh, we want Navas back. I mean, you see that? I mean, there's some hypocrisy there. For me, Navas, I backed him ever since his Levante days. I just remember when he was playing for Levante, and I was like, man, how cool would it be to have him at Real Madrid? And when he came to Real Madrid, I was just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe we have this goalkeeper, because, man, I knew he was something so good, like so good, and he really did come good for us. a lot of Real Madrid fans took him for granted. I guess you could say, including me, I would say in his third season. The first 2 seasons, I really saw him as something like, wow, he was really good, and I was so happy to have him. But the third season, I did see the mistakes. I kind of succumbed to the criticisms of the people, and kind of went with the flow, and thought Keylor Navas was only okay. But no, he's actually a really good goalkeeper, and now we're seeing that, So, and now we're seeing Courtois is overrated when in the media he was being praised for really good. But I do remember his Atletico days were really good, and I hope we can have that Courtois back, because I remember when Courtois was on Atletico Madrid, I really liked him. I would have really liked him at Real Madrid, and I just hope we can see a Courtois that's more like that. Courtois at this moment, I just don't see anything special in him. So I hope we can see a better Courtois, or just play Keylor Navas. I just want to see Keylor Navas back in goals, to be honest, and I want to see Courtois as the second goalkeeper. Unfortunately, I don't think that's going to work, and I don't think that's going to work under the president, Florentino Perez. It just seems like there's too much politics. Perez is in control of everything. Obviously, if that's the case, then Courtois will still keep playing. Keylor Navas will probably go somewhere else. I hate to say it. He doesn't deserve it, but that's just how it is, I guess. Too much politics. And at the end of the day, the president gets to choose most of that stuff. So, yeah. Anyways, thank you for watching. I know this is a little longer than I thought. Thank you all for watching, and please do subscribe. And I will be making more of these videos. Hopefully, I'll be making more reaction videos also, and more previews to the games. Yeah. So thanks for watching, and stay subscribed. Bye. See you.